The ceremonial hall of the Sci-Fi Empire fell silent as Marcus Blake pulled off his shirt, revealing a constellation of scars across his torso. 17 distinct wounds, each one a perfect circle where a Mortiki arrow had punched through his body. The assembled nobles gasped, not at the scars themselves, but at what began happening to them. Each scar started glowing with soft golden light, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. Queen Velandra rose from her crystalline throne, her 4 wings spreading in a display of emotion her species rarely showed publicly. Her violet eyes fixed on the human who'd once been nothing more than a mining contractor on her border worlds. "Show them," she commanded softly. "Show them what my gift truly means." Marcus had never intended to be a hero. He'd been on Silith Prime to negotiate mineral rights when the Mortiki assassination attempt happened. The Queen had been addressing the Galactic Council in the open courtyard, a gesture of transparency that nearly cost her life. The Mortiki were masters of assassination, their arrows designed to pierce any known shield technology. They attacked from 7 directions simultaneously, each arrow guided by neural interface, impossible to dodge. The Queen's guards were too far. The energy shields would fail. Everyone knew she would die. Everyone except the stupid human who happened to be standing nearby. Marcus didn't think. Thinking would have gotten her killed. He moved on instinct, throwing himself between the Queen and the arrows. The first 3 hit him center mass, punching through his chest like paper. The next 4 caught him as he spun, trying to cover more of her body with his. The remaining 10 struck as he wrapped himself around her, a human shield of meat and determination. The Mortiki arrows were designed to kill instantly, loaded with neurotoxins that could drop a Sci-Fi in seconds. But human biochemistry was different. Where Sci-Fi neurons fired in precise, efficient patterns, human nervous systems were chaos incarnate, redundant, messy, and stubbornly resistant to directed attacks. Marcus stayed conscious for 43 seconds after taking 17 arrows. Long enough to whisper "Stay down" to the Queen. Long enough for the guards to neutralize the assassins. Long enough to bleed what should have been all his blood onto the crystalline floor. He should have died. The Sci-Fi doctors said so. The human medics said so. Marcus's body didn't care what anyone said. For 3 days, he lingered between life and death. Queen Velandra did something no Sci-Fi monarch had done in 1,000 years. She maintained a vigil at an alien's medical pod. She sang to him in frequencies humans couldn't normally hear, but somehow his dying brain processed them. On the 4th day, Marcus opened his eyes to find the Queen standing over him, her hand pressed against his chest. The touch burned like ice and fire simultaneously. "You saved me without knowing," she said, her melodic voice carrying harmonics of grief and wonder. "Without understanding what I am to my people. Without any promise of reward. This is unprecedented." Marcus tried to speak but could only manage a wheeze. 17 holes in your torso tend to complicate talking. "My species bonds for life," Velandra continued. "When someone saves a Sci-Fi's life, especially royalty, we are changed on a molecular level. But you're human. The bond should be impossible. Yet." She pressed harder, and Marcus felt something fundamental shift inside him. The wounds began closing, not healing but transforming. Each puncture point became a node of crystallized tissue, Sci-Fi and human cells merged at the quantum level. "I give you the crown's gift," she declared formally. "May your scars be your strength." Now, 6 months later, Marcus stood before the Galactic Council as Earth's first enhanced ambassador. The 17 scars weren't just marks of survival, they were living Sci-Fi technology. Through them, he could interface directly with any Sci-Fi system. He could feel the Queen's emotions across light years, understanding her species in ways no human ever had. His healing factor had increased 100-fold. His reaction time approached Sci-Fi levels while maintaining human unpredictability. But the real reward stood beside him. Queen Velandra had done the unthinkable, taken a human as her royal consort. Not for politics, not for alliance, but because the bond created when he saved her had gone both ways. She'd felt his willingness to die for a stranger, his instinctive need to protect, the chaotic beauty of human courage. The Mortiki believe in perfect kills. Velandra addressed the council, her hand resting on Marcus's scarred shoulder. They calculated everything: angle, velocity, toxin load. They accounted for Sci-Fi psychology, our predictable responses, our logical decisions. They failed to account for humanity's greatest weapon. Marcus grinned, feeling the scars pulse with warmth. We're too stupid to know when something's impossible. The Queen's wings chimed with Sci-Fi laughter. You call it stupidity. We call it transcendent courage. The difference between our species was never weakness. It was perspective. An aide approached, whispering urgently. Another crisis, another threat to the Alliance. Marcus felt the 17 points of light under his skin flare brighter. Ready. Shall we save the galaxy again? Velandra asked, her alien features managing a very human smile. Marcus cracked his neck, the sound echoing in the crystalline hall. Well, I've already got the scars for it.